intro to a song. Thank you. And I will say, for those vinyl collectors out there, I think Ben, we still have vinyl? We have 7 more? Maybe I shouldn't announce it then. We also have CDs. But I did write liner notes, so if you see the show and then you're after the fact, you're like, I can't remember that one artist. I'm going to play the whole album tonight. And I did write liner notes and give a little intro to everybody in the album so you could just remember their stories and who they were and how to look up their music. That's another thing. It's worth looking up their original music. It's, it's so special. But anyway, this next artist, this was the biggest departure I took musically in this project, because you do know I'm a blues artist, and I mentioned that already. But I really wanted to feature a classical piece and feature this classical artist in the show and on the album. So her name is Ida Presti. And in the world of classical guitar, there's a lot of great women guitar players. There's several genres of guitar. There's a lot of women. And I do attribute it to the mentors, the trailblazers, the role models, the ones who came first. And Ida Presti was her name, from France. She started her career when she was a teenager. She was a child prodigy. Born just outside of Paris in like 1920. Before she was even born, her father, who revered Andrea Segovia. Segovia had just hit the scene and was the biggest star in classical music at the time, the first guitar star. He put classical guitar on the map. So her father loved Segovia. He decided the baby in the womb was going to play guitar. He didn't care it came out a girl. He was unfazed. She was born to play guitar, literally. And she had a guitar in her hand from the time she was 3 years old. He even went into her little baby crib and would stretch her little fingers. So she would have nice long fingers, which she did. She had abnormally long fingers, and she was really fast and really technically virtuoso by the time she was a teenager. She was giving concerts in France. And even Andrea Segovia himself saw her when she was a little girl and remarked on her capabilities. She was extraordinarily gifted. Also wanting to please her father, so she didn't really have a normal childhood. She just practiced guitar for hours and hours and hours a day. And sadly, her father passed away. She was still in her teens, and she had to fend for her whole family, her siblings, her mother, as a guitar player from the time she was a girl. So she really kind of came up rough. And there's one album I found of her solo work. It's not easy to find. I could only find it on YouTube. I couldn't even find a real copy of it. It's called The Art of Ida Presti. Because what happened is she married another guitar player, and they were a famous duo. And then they were on the road, and she was still in her 40s, and she passed away on tour. She died of like, they're not even sure, some kind of hemorrhage. But, so she never really got that well known, but in the classical world, people know her. I found one song I thought I could kind of get my head around and my hands around as a blues artist. It's called Romance in A Minor, and I thought it sounded bluesy. So I decided to take it on and put it on the album, and it took me a few years to learn. And it was humbling. Especially when I realized she was 13 when she recorded it. I was like, you little kids. Anyway, no, she was amazing. Anyway, Ida Presti, The Art of Ida Presti, check it out. This is Romance in A Minor. I'm going to make a little physical adjustment here. Thank you.